Hey there, today I'm going to be demoing loose gestural palm tree sketches using these ink pens. These are Staedtler pigment liners, a 1.2 and a 0.7 size. And for a touch of color, I'm going to be using alcohol markers, but only a few because I love a minimalistic approach. The goal today is to capture the movement and the essence of the palm trees, not precise realism. I recently had the absolute blessing of visiting Maui in Hawaii, and I was completely captivated by the palm trees. On my last night at Hanakauai Beach Park, I snapped a photo of these palm trees blowing in the wind, and that's my inspiration for today's demo. But instead of a realistic rendering, I really want to focus today on expressive movement, using ink to bring the swaying of the trees to life. You may have seen my other ink videos where I explore crosshatching and different textures. I even have one where we practice parallel hatching together and where I demonstrate all different kinds of ink markings. But today, this is going to be more of a gestural rendering with quick marks that capture energy and flow. This is the perfect exercise to loosen up your pen strokes and spark creativity. I'm using a sketchbook designed for alcohol markers so the ink won't bleed through. I've also lightly penciled in a frame here. Hopefully you see it on the screen. It's about 6 by 3.5 inches. It's going to be my guide, though I'm going to let my lines flow beyond it if that happens. Now, with my reference image in view, I'm going to first focus on the lean of the trunks and the way the fronds are spreading in the wind. So my first sketch isn't going to be about exact placement, like the distance between the trunks, but more in capturing the movement. I'm starting with the center palm trees, keeping them within 1/2 to 3/4 of my frame, meaning the height of my frame. And with my 1.2 pigment liner, I'm going to lay down some bold, simple trunk lines. I'm not going to worry about precision. My eyes going back and forth from the reference image, mainly looking for the angle and the lean, meaning which way the palm tree trunk is leaning. And I'm eyeballing spacing, making the adjustments as I go. I'm not going to get it right because I'm eyeballing it. I'm not measuring. These trunks might even look a little bit thick and blocky right now, but once I add scribbles and hatching, they're going to gain character and more appearance of texture. Okay, so I have the main angles of the first lines of the trunk, and I'm going to double up those lines right now, keeping a little bit of space, a little bit of paper showing between the lines. And later I'm going to add a little bit of texture and hatching into that white space. But basically, yeah, these might look a little bit thick and, not that attractive at the moment, but they really will gain the character, as I said. So as soon as I get the line doubled up, I'm going to fill in a little bit of texture. I'm not perfect with hatching, but through a mix of scribbles, broken lines, and some dark patches, I'm going to create what I hope to be a rich, organic look, letting some of the white paper peek through. And later at the end of the video, I'm going to embellish that, enhancing it with some alcohol marker pigment. At the top of each trunk, I'm adding a scribbly base where the palm fronds emerge. So basically, this is the part that catches the golden light, and I'm noticing it's a little bit lighter brown here, and the palm fronds are connecting to the trunk of the tree. So I'm going to intentionally keep this area lighter by giving a lot of white to the paper, and this will allow for that glowing effect later with the marker. So I'm going to create those bases just by scribbling essentially a circle, rectangle kind of shape that I leave white to create the essence of that golden base where the palm fronds attach to the trunk. So one thing that I want to watch out for today is that in my reference image, the fronds are really overlapped. There's a lot of palm trees bending and overlapping each other. And I want to create the appearance of the trees being overlapped, but without too much clutter. I want to avoid confusion. So I'm going to be really keeping that in mind to create the overlap, but without getting too cluttery. So basically, I'm starting on the middle palm here, and I'm giving some indicators for which way I see the wind blowing. And then I'm going and scribbling in the basic shape of each frond. So you see that I'm like, I guess you could call it an outline, but it's more of a scribble indicator for myself. And then I'm moving on to the next palm, which is behind the first one. And I want to create that overlap. And as I mentioned, not too much clutter, and indicate where all the fronds are blowing behind it, but not get confusing. And then I move to the third palm, and I'm just looking back and forth from my reference image, getting the movement of the wind and how to indicate where each frond would be outlined with a scribble. I love this part. It is so rewarding. I love scribbling in the lines like this. It's so much fun. This particular palm is shooting straight up in the air, really. It looks just like its top is going to blow right off. And so I create that look with my gestural lines. Okay, so with my rough shapes in place, I'm going to start adding hatching and cross-hatching to build the depth and some texture. Now, palm fronds aren't just solid lines. They have interplay of light and shadow, and so I'm going to be using different markings to create that. I do notice here that there's a lot of parallel lines coming from each frond, like each leaf of the frond, and that some of them are very much in a V shape, coming off that center stem. They're creating a V, but I also notice that they cluster in groups with a certain angle. And so I'm going to keep that in mind as I'm creating these fronds, and I'm using my 0.7 pen at the moment to make some finer palm frond leaves. But I will switch out for my 1.2 here in a bit and get some thicker markings in as well. I don't have a particular reason why I start on the middle palm tree, but that's just sort of where my eye tends to go. I'm starting with parallel hatching to indicate the leaves of each palm frond, but I'm going to go back in and cross hatch because I want to create depth in the very middle where the fronds are connecting to the trunk. I'm going to cross hatch there to create a deeper value, a darker value, and some depth to the leaves. Now I am going to switch out my pen again to the 1.2 size because it's a thicker ink marking. And I'm going to go into that deep area of where the palm fronds meet the trunk. And I'm going to scribble and get a darker value, creating more depth and contrast. And this is when the illustration just begins to pop because The darkest shadows really, make the highlights dramatic, and it's very rewarding to do this. I do like to toggle between both pens, the fine line and a little bit thicker. Before I move on to markers, I want to take my pen and make these long, graceful strokes that just come out from between the palm fronds and create the illusion of extra wind and movement. I don't know that they are necessarily realistic and that they are not attached to a certain frond, but they create movement for me. And so I'm just gonna add them in here and there. So here we are. I'm very satisfied with my black ink markings. This could be a piece of art on its own without any further enhancement using the alcohol markers. But I really enjoy using alcohol markers to embellish my ink pieces. So I'm gonna demonstrate that next. And first I wanna say that if you don't have the colors that I'm using or the particular brand, don't worry. I'm going to link below the colors that I'm using and the brand, and if I'm affiliated, it will be clearly marked. But I've chosen 3 colors to be minimal and simple, and I'm using a bronze green, a bright yellow green, and a warm lighter brown. Okay, so I'm going to start with the lightest green. I'm going to use the chisel tip to create a soft glow on the fronds, and I'm not coloring over everything. That's really important for me to show you in this demonstration, is that I'm going to come out with the chisel tip, but I'm not going to reach the end of every palm frond. I'm going to have the very tips be just the black ink with the white paper showing through. It will create more of a glow and an airiness. So I'm basically just coming out a little bit with this bright green, and this is going to serve as the lightest highlighted green, but the area with the white paper showing through the frond is actually the main highlight. Once I have the light green covering all the areas that I want it to, I'm going to move to the darker green, and I'm going to use this as the shadows at the frond base, keeping this to be like a natural depth. It's lighter than the black ink, but darker than the other green. So it's going to be a mid-tone, creating depth. And I'm going to essentially go over all the same areas I did with the light green, but I'm not going to cover all the light green. I'm going to have it create the depth as if it's the shadow of that green. Okay, now it is time to switch out for the warm brown to create a sunlit glow where the fronds connect to the trunk. And this creates a subtle warmth. It's going to enhance our golden hour as I think about Maui. Now, remember that this little area that I showed you in the reference image, it has a lot of glow on it. And so I'm going around the deepest parts, but leaving the middle area to be a white highlight so that I don't just color the whole thing in. And this is going to just let a glow be on that area where the palms connect to the trunks. And now I'm going to use the fine tip of the same marker and fill in most of the area. I might leave a little bit of the white showing in the middle of those palm trunks where I scribbled and used some cross-hatching to create texture. I'm also going to create a bit of a stroke down the side of the palm trunks to create like a rim light or a glow around them. And I realized afterwards that I should have been a little more tidy at the very bottom of these trunks, because then later I needed to doctor it up a bit. So if you want to leave this without a beach or without sand on the bottom and just like loose floating palm trees, then be tidier than I was without all this kind of mess at the bottom. But I'm going to show you now how I give the palm trees some grounding. I realized that a couple of my palm trees, the ones on the end, were floating in the middle of nowhere because of the design of my photo, my reference photo. So I'm just going to add in those trunks to my end palm trees. And then I'm also going to play with the alcohol markers to create a little bit of shadow on the sand and continuing to give them a base here. There are so many ways that you could personalize this. Maybe adding a sunset, a stormy sky, extra foliage. The key really is to let loose and enjoy the process and to practice your gestural movement. So there you have it, loose gestural palm trees with ink and a touch of color. If you enjoyed this, let me know in the comments. Have you tried gestural inking? What do you love about it? What subjects inspire you? And if you're new here, subscribe for more ink and illustration videos. I post regularly to keep your creativity flowing. Thanks for watching. I'll see you in the next video.